Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hermon Gimnastiar with student number 1914026009. In this video, I will review the chapter 12 about psychoanalytic approaches to culture and the self. First off, the abstract. The relationship between cultural theory and psychoanalytic theory is a complex one. There are clear affinities in as far as both see social life as essentially about meanings and emphasize the need for interpretation. The relationship becomes strained over two themes. First, psychoanalysis in its traditional form at least has tended to focus on the pathologies of the individual rather than on collective phenomena. Secondly, there is a tendency toward psychological and biological reductionism in much psychoanalytic thought. Sigmund Freud. Freud challenged the assumption that the self was merely what can be seen on the surface. He argued that identity, personality, and mental function were far more complex than anyone had previously imagined. First, he claimed that there was a basic split between the conscious mind and a hidden unconscious mind. The ID is the realm of diverse, primitive instincts that wish for immediate gratification. The ego maintains a stable sense of self and is adaptive to reality. It is the seat of reason and common sense. Feelings of conscience and morality can be found in the superego. In Freud's understanding, the self was very much about sexuality, instinct, and pleasure. According to his theory of the pleasure principle, the self is continually seeking to satisfy biological and instinctive needs grounded in the ID. Freud emphasized that the ways that instinctual drives were either repressed or underwent sublimation, a process involving their displacement to spheres beneficial for civilization, such as work or love for the family. Yet such a process was rarely fully successful, and frustration, aggression, guilt, and unhappiness could all too often arise for the modern individual. Post-Freudian theories of self and society. Psychoanalytic theory has not stood still since Freud's death. In many ways, civilization and its discontents sets the scene for this shift, with its interest in macro-sociological issues and the links between pathology and modernity. General characteristics of more recent psychoanalytic theory include 1. A decreased emphasis of individual psychological pathologies as the cause of neuroses and a compensating interest in relations between people or between people and objects. Second, a focus on the way that society and its cultural organization are implicated in the problems experienced by selves. Third, an understanding of modern people as emotionally damaged, isolated, and suffering from impoverished identity. This has replaced the Freudian image of sexual and neurotic malfunction. The Frankfurt School. Like Freud, Erich Fromm argues that modern society restricts human freedom, but is more specific in placing the blame squarely at the foot of capitalism in the same society. He argued that the economic ordering of society led to the creation of particular kinds of subjects. In an ideal world, we would be able to relate to each other in healthy ways by thinking reflexively and rationally about ourselves and our society. This will allow us to engage in an authentic existence. Marcus' book is rightly considered an important intervention in the study of consumerism and the self. Much of its influence came from its timing. Denunciations of mainstream suburban life and calls for sexual freedom were popular with 1960s countercultural radicals in the United States. Although One-Dimensional Man was probably more widely read than properly understood, the aging Marcus found himself a doyen of the campus activists and student intellectuals of that area. Jacques Lacan. According to Lacan, the unconscious was structured like language. It was a domain of signs, signifiers, and concepts that had to be decoded using techniques similar to those pioneered by Saussure. Lacan's work has been highly influential in the area of cultural studies, providing a sophisticated theory with which to explore how contemporary subjectivities and desires are related to cultural, social, and ideological forces as well as those of biology. It has, however, been criticized by postmoderns for its emphasis on the repressive and negative dimensions of culture and symbolism as they impact upon the self. Post-Lacanian psychoanalytic cultural theory. By deftly combining psychoanalytic theories of the self with structuralist understanding of culture, Lacan's work has exerted a distinctive impact on cultural theory. Work in this post-structural tradition has several key features. First, there is a focus on the ways that identities or subject positions are created by language, text, and the way these relate to power. Second, ideas of essential, fixed, or true selves are problematized. There is a focus on the shifting, multiple, and constructed qualities of the conscious and unconscious self. Third, desire, fantasy, and illusion are understood to reproduce the inequalities because they are reconstructed by symbolic structures that are in turn shaped by relations of power. Postmodern psychoanalytic cultural theory. The rise of capitalism depended on the regimentation and control of desire. This channeled it into fixed territories of time and space, alienating and impersonal commodity forms or routines and bureaucracies. For John Francois Lyotard, capitalism thrives on this channeling of desire and libidinal energies through the proliferation of signs and commodities. Rather than calling for resistance to capitalism, Lyotard suggests we should seize moments of pleasure from this flux of desire, enjoying the multiplicities and intensities of desire as they circulate and expand in late capitalism. Some concluding comments. For contemporary cultural theorists, psychoanalytic theory has clearly offered the most elaborate and attractive discourse on the self. These include the following points. First, many of the central claims of psychoanalysis remain untested. It is a field marked by internal division with innumerable factions and cliques. Like other major fields, in example Marxism, psychoanalytic theory has constructed its own language. It operates with a prior belief that people are repressed, neurotic, sick, and so on. There are enduring problems with the application of a model designed to cure troubled individuals to the sociological analysis of collective phenomena. And that is all from me. Thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.